really excited, Ben, to have this opportunity to have this conversation about upstream and downstream operations. We know that that's the heart of the business, and both of those are constantly transforming. So what has changed?
Operations teams have always been under cost pressure, have always been under safety, and now emissions and sustainability are being piled onto already busy agendas. The operations teams that have been under these constant pressures for years are now trying to scale. So they're trying to move away from an implementation of an advancement or technology or a solution in one asset and looking at ways to replicate those successes across their portfolios more and more and more so that the investments can be leveraged.
Operations is always transforming. We see a lot of these companies, they've started their digital transformation, business transformation journeys many years ago, and they're somewhere in the middle now. They've made investments, they have a foundation, and now they're at that crux of, from going from pilots to scaling, people being very important in the mix of that, now is the time of how they create value from all of that investment that has been made. And for subsurface, for operations in the upstream, or when we think about operations efficiency or asset optimization in the downstream, we're seeing those use cases emerge where they can truly harness the power of data. They can really use the emerging technology to drive critical business decisions for the digital natives, make that data available in their hands so that they're actively receiving the information that they need to make better business decisions. We also see the emerging technology is not really emerging anymore. It's kind of industrialized, and there's been so much investment in technology that it's accelerating faster than the businesses are adopting it and deploying it at scale. And Gen AI is a perfect example of that, where when it comes to training for operations or AR/VR, we're seeing that there is a lot of opportunity to leverage that technology, but companies are not ready to kind of jump in beyond the pilots and deploy them at scale.
How are we working with clients to really accelerate their progress that they're making?
When we talk to clients, everybody has a roadmap. They all want to put emerging technology in the center of operations. The challenge is weighing the benefit to the risk. And we see this in operations where risk-based preventative maintenance or predictive maintenance may be a little bit easier to deploy versus drilling and completions and using AI to predict how do you drill better wells or how do you improve directional drilling. So it's a matter of having a roadmap where you have the foundation, which most companies have invested in, and then picking use cases that you can deploy at scale where you can balance the risk and value. And then because you're delivering value, you build trust.
How do we make this pivot from pilots, from workforce that sees the potential and isn't seeing the realization of that potential in their front office?
We need our field champions, we need our operations teams to be at the center of this emerging technology and really, work with them from day one.
It's so true. It's easy to do something to the field teams instead of with the field teams. And
yes.
I have a few lessons learned around that I try to bring to clients as well to try to bring them in the journey. I also think that I would add that the roadmaps and the plans and the foundations that our clients have built have to be adapted to recognize that change is constant.